I don't know. I need some kind of a theme song, I think. Anyway, welcome to a live stream. Oh, good. It seems that things are working, so that's a big plus. Kind of new. A lot of my live streams usually start with one or two bad takes where either the sound isn't working or the video is blurry or something like that. But things seem to be working, which makes me really, really happy. So, updates. It has been several weeks since I've put anything up on YouTube. I am very sorry about that. It's been kind of a crazy time, and I'll talk about it more at the end of the live stream. You didn't come here to hear about what's going on in my life. Well, maybe you did. I don't know. But I'm imagining that you didn't. San Diego Comicon happened about a week ago at this point. And so we got lots of announcements, and there's all sorts of DuckTales stuff, which I love DuckTales, and I could do a whole thing on just DuckTales, but I'm not gonna because I'm a Transformers fan first and foremost, and so I think that I need to talk about some Transformers. So there were several figures that were announced up and coming, and I'm not going to talk about all of them, but there were a few that I wanted to go into, and the first was Shockwave, or kind of a repaint of Shockwave. Let's just throw this up on the screen. We've got him in a gray and white motif, which is actually an homage to Shockwave. Now, see this, what you're seeing on the screen right now is the original Shockwave. Of course, that's not what the figure was called. This was a Shockwave that, same molds, but it was available at Radio Shack, and you can see that was the packaging. It was pretty much the same toy, except that some of the metal bits that were in the Transformers version were plastic in this version. Made the same sounds. It, like I said, same mold, and it was really cool. If you didn't have original Shockwave, this guy was your best alternative. Now, of course, there was also the GoBots gun that I've talked about, which is very cool, but still not quite up to Shockwave. So, what did we get from Hasbro? We got this beautiful guy. Yeah, look at him. His colors are really, really nice. I mean, I hope that the actual toy looks like this, because I'm really digging the gray with a couple red accents. Now, just to make things clear, this guy is a straight-up repaint of Shockwave here. It looks like they've done no changes, no remolding, nothing like that, and he still has the battle cruiser spaceship mode, whatever that is. I shouldn't be that way. It's a very cool vehicle mode. As Cybertronian vehicles go, this one looks great. But I very rarely transform mine like that. Here, I'll show you what I tend to do with mine. So, this is my Shockwave, original Gen 1 colors. And I have him as this kind of, surface-to-surface cannon thing. And he works really well in this mode. It looks good, and it harkens back to the original Space Gun incarnation of this character. Now, one thing that you may not also know about this mold, if you've seen him in the store and you haven't gotten to play with him, is all of these pieces come out. That's the gimmick for this line, that there's lots of extra bits that you can combine in a lot of different ways. And as gimmicks go, I really like it, because it doesn't hurt the design of the toys. It's not like when they were forcing sound boxes into everything and then you'd have these big chunky robots with either a giant body or a big backpack or something that made it look like, you know, they were hefty because they had to fit in this sound box and a battery and all that stuff. So you still get some decent looking toys without unnecessary bulk, and of course accessory bits are always fun. So this is Shockwave without all the extra bits, and I kind of wish I could fold the feet in here. That, you know, that would be an extra, you know, make it extra good. But as you can see, we've got pretty much the original Gen 1 Space Gun mode right here. This is not listed in the instructions, but it's pretty easy to do. All you do is take off the bits. You know, if I take off the bits and I flip up the little wing things that they have right here, okay, that's the Space Cruiser mode without the bits. So I feel like this is intentional. Somebody wanted this to happen, and God bless them, because it's actually pretty cool. So that's Shockwave, and I'm just going to set him over here for the time being. And, you know, we want to talk about Lancer. Oh, wait, not that one. Let's, this one. So, this is Lancer, who has just been announced. And, of course, she's got her vehicle mode. Digging the colors. Colors look great. She looks awesome. Now, this is where... Let's talk for just a moment. We recently got Greenlight, who also looks great. Fantastic colors. Another version of the same toy. These are all slight remolds of each other. And you know what? I'm grateful that they did decide to finally finish Alita Infinite. Now, I know that they gave her a new name in the, you know, kind of retroactively. She's no longer called Alita Infinite. She's called something else. I don't know. I like the name Alita Infinite. Even if it is a little bit corny with the letters and numbers, I don't care. I'm digging it. And as you can see, my Alita Infinite is both complete and highly modified, because that's what I do with my toys. I get them and then I perform unnecessary surgery. So I completed her before I found out that we were going to get a Greenlight or Lancer, and I created this character, which is made up of pieces of Moonracer and Nova Storm. Nova Storm? That was her name? Yeah, I think it was Nova Storm. You know, what I did was I bought an extra one of both of these figures. I saw them at Ollie's, and they were cheap, so I got one of each, and then I swapped a lot of the parts and did some repainting and some kit bashing, and I made a character. She turns into sort of a half-track tank-like vehicle that is still very similar to all of the other car things, you know, all of these, you know, stickmobiles. And she's called Clank. I know you don't care. This is just my headcanon, but I like the name Clank. And then down here we've got Flame Jumper, who I turned into a vertical takeoff vehicle. That's how nerdy I am. That not only am I kit bashing toys, I'm giving them names and histories and functions. So now my Alita Infinite. Oh, also I've got Cloudraker in the back here. he also combines and helps to the general effect. She's, you notice that she's got some different body dynamics than the original version. I've tried to make her a little bit more like Samus. Is that how you say that? Samus from Metroid. I don't know, but that's sort of what I was going for with Alita Infinite here, and it looks like now, in the tradition of the Combiner Wars series, there's enough to make the combined form +1. Now there's going to be enough to make the combined form +2. Thanks, Hasbro. If I had known, I wouldn't have had to go to all the extra trouble. But thank you for that. You know what? Thank you for finishing Alita Infinite. I appreciate that. Now, do we want to talk about Starscream? If you're willing to make 4, well, actually 5 if you count Chromia, who is also based off of this mold, except they took out the combiner bits for some reason. I don't really know why. It doesn't really change the toy, except it takes out the ability to combine. I'm pretty sure they could have had a toy that looked almost exactly the same, but it would have been able to combine. I don't understand what you're thinking. Hasbro, come close to the camera. I want to know you better. I feel like we need to communicate. And I'm talking to you, but I just feel like you're not listening. So, if you're willing to do 5 versions of this, why have we not gotten Decepticon Seekers from the Aerialbots molds? I'm gonna buy Lancer, because that's the kind of sucker I am. I've already bought this toy 6 times. I'll have, once I get Lancer, I will have bought this toy 7 times. You think that I'm alone? You think there aren't other guys out there just like me? And girls! There's a lot of women out there that like Transformers, because you know what? Transformers are cool. And hey, kudos to finally making female Transformer characters a regular part of the series. With cool body dynamics that make them look a little bit more like distinctive than just like a girl head on a regular robot body. Although, I would be very interested to see some other body styles other than the traditional Barbie doll kind of physique. Women come in all shapes and sizes. Let's see some short Transformer girls, some big tough ones. Let's mix it up. There's a lot of people out there, and they all want to be represented in robot form. Let's see it happen. Also, in terms of being inclusive, let's see something other than weapons. I'm not trying to sissify the line here. I know it's robots fighting robots, but with this line especially, we've had so many accessories and little mini-con type characters that transform into stuff. And we've gotten guns and axes and swords and all sorts of other kinds of weapons and shields and things like that. But the Transformers universe is much bigger than that. Let's see mini-con characters that turn into things that the Transformers can use for other stuff. Like I don't know, binoculars, microscopes, telescopes. There's a repair bay, a science station. There's so many things that could be done. I want to I want to make my Soundwave turn into a computer terminal. In every piece of Transformers fiction, you see them interacting with all sorts of stuff. Recharging stations and alien technology and computer terminals and stuff like that. Yet we don't get any of that in toy form. And I feel like this is a little bit of a missed opportunity. I want a Minicon that turns into a laptop that Wheeljack can carry around with him, or folds up into a briefcase that Brainstorm can carry, and you find out that it's a time traveling device, or any number of things. I remember that they had a Minicon version of Reflector that it was pretty much a gun, but it was kind of a camera gun, and that was cool. I liked seeing a Minicon that could be used as a camera. So, let's broaden our horizons, do some cool stuff. So anyway, Lancer is coming, and she does look very, very nice. Very, very nice colors. The only other thing that I would say about that is it wrong that at this point in the last 3 series we've had one mold for a female character that has just been reused like 4 times? I mean, are we generalizing? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I would be okay with different molds of female characters. And I know that we have gotten other molds in the past. We've gotten some great RCs. We've gotten some gosh, I can't think of her name now. Windblade. Thank you, Internet, for telling me. Windblade. There have been a couple Windblade toys now, and they've all looked really good. We had Strong Arm from the Robots in Disguise series, and she was pretty cool. So, and of course, there's been Arachnid in the past, which was a form of Black Arachnia. So we have had some female characters, and I just like to see that continue, because I like versatility in my Transformers, and I think that versatility makes things more interesting. So let's talk about Reflector. Now you'll notice that the current name of Reflector is Refractor. You can even see on this guy's shoulders, he's got Refrac and then Refra and Couture on his shoulders, and when you put it together it makes Refractor. It must be one of those licensing things. The original name was Reflector. In the cartoon, he was depicted as 3 almost identical robots that spoke and acted in unison. They were essentially one guy that just had 3 bodies, but they worked as a single unit, which was great for army bolstering back in the Gen 1 days, because there weren't a lot of Decepticons. This is the original toy, and notice that the original toy is very different from the cartoon version, and that happened with a lot of things back in the day. So you would get these guys, and when you only have, say 11 Decepticons, something like that, mailing away and getting this guy really made a big difference in the size of your army, because there were like 23 Autobots or something in that first wave. There were a lot. So the Autobots vastly outnumbered the Decepticons. So you really needed to get a lot to try and bulk up that side of the team. Now, what Hasbro has done here is they're kind of splitting the difference. You can get just the one guy and get three of him, and it will look like the original cartoon brought into this century, and then you can build the camera. Or you can get the 3-pack, which has all three of these guys, and they each have their own vehicle mode. Those look like something. I don't know what they look like. Could look a bit like robots that are folded up. Kind of look like rectangles with a gun sticking out of the front. But nonetheless, you know, if you get one guy, then you get a single vehicle, and he folds up and he does that. But if you get all three, then you can form the camera. And I have to say, that's the most ambitious combiner that I've seen them do, making it so that you essentially buy $60 worth of toys, $70 worth of toys, so that you can have a camera. Who am I kidding? I'll get it. Of course I'll get it. That's what I do. I buy this stuff. Maybe I shouldn't, but I have mentioned that I'm a bit of a sucker when it comes to this thing, and I absolutely will get. I'll either get that one, or I will get three of the other one, and put them together, and make that stupid camera. It does look great though, and I'm not gonna lie, I want to own it. I'm not gonna regret the purchase. I probably should. I have a mortgage. I have cars. You know, all this stuff needs to be paid for. But, you know, I'm also a big geek. So, probably the biggest bit of news, and I don't know if this was first announced at San Diego Comicon, or if it was announced online first, but probably the most significant piece of news that we've got is that Hasbro is producing Unicron. No, no, it's not going to be that. That is the prototype that was never manufactured for the 1986 Transformers movie, Transformers the movie. One of now only 2 Transformers movies that have ever been produced. Bumblebee being the other. Don't even talk about those other things that somehow managed to use the Transformers name. I think they should probably be sued for that because there were no Transformers in them. Now, the Unicron toy that was announced is this. Yeah, that's beautiful. That is impressive. And from all of the details that have been shown about it, it's going to be kind of amazing. It's going to have a lot of articulation, a lot of features, and it's going to be huge, enormous. They said probably around 27 inches. So, you know, freaking huge. And the last time that we got a Unicron toy, let me show you here. This is Unicron from the Armada line, and he's awesome. I love this toy. This is still one of my favorite Transformers toys of all time. Now, at this point, the Metroplex that they did and the Fortress Maximus and Triptychon that they did kind of dwarf this guy. So, he's not as massive as he seemed when you had him next to a bunch of little mini-cons and everything. But nonetheless, the posability, the joints, he's got fully articulated hands which you can use to make rude gestures, which probably explains why so many toys following this one did not have fully articulated hands. His transform is impressive. They did make it with a flat bottom, which was a little bit, at the time, I remember looking at it's like, it's supposed to be round, but I understand, because how else could he sit on the table? He has that ring around the outside, and you can't sit him sideways, and he didn't come with a stand of any kind. And from the front and most of the angles, he looked great. It's not like that flat bottom really hurt the design very much. It just made him stable. So, I love this toy, and if this is the only version of Unicron that I ever get, I'm okay with it. Now, and I say if for a reason. This Unicron is being crowdfunded. So if not enough people pledge the like $675, something like that. It's a lot. It's a lot. You look at Fortress Maximus and Triptychon and Omega Supreme, and those are all, I believe, in the range of 150 or less. This guy's only 3 inches taller, but he's about triple the price. That's a lot. Now, this one is going to come with a stand so that you can have him appropriately displayed. Better have a lot of shelf space, because that thing looks like it has probably like a 32-inch diameter. I mean, yeah, that's going to be big. But, you look at the detail. It's going to be beautiful. And I've seen some of the animations that they showed, some of the videos that they've showed of some of these features moving and the jaws chomping. So it's a feat of engineering. Is it worth $675 or whatever it is that you have to pledge? I don't know. But my wife already pledged it. So I have mixed feelings. On one hand, it's going to be an amazing toy. And if it comes out, I know I'm going to want to own it. But if they don't meet their goal, not having to pay all that money is not necessarily a bad thing. So, we'll just leave it up to fate, I guess, to decide, what's going to happen. No, Mr. Fillion. I'm sorry, I couldn't see my chat window for a long time. I got a chat from Mr. Fillion, and no, none of the Transformers were named Diablo. I'm sorry. So that leads us into my into the last thing that I'm going to talk about. That's it for Transformers. So if you're watching this because you're interested in Transformers, then that's all I got about Transformers. This is just general updates about the website or about the channel and things that I've been doing. It's been a ridiculously busy time, and like I said at the beginning, I apologize. I haven't been uploading. I have been doing work, and I have been shooting video, but then I have to edit it, and the time that I spend editing, I'm not doing the work or live streaming or anything else. So there's a hard balance there, which is why I like doing these live streams, because this can get some content out there so people remember that I haven't died or anything. I've been doing a lot with cars. And those of you who watched my most recent video, which was really just a quick tip about working on a 2003 Dodge Dakota, inadvertently got a sneak preview of just some of what's going on in my life with cars. You know what? I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm going to share a secret with you, Internet, because I'm not going to say no one watches these live streams, but let's just say that only the select connoisseurs of their YouTube viewing watch my live stream. Only the most elite viewers watch my live streams. So the thousands of people that will look online to figure out how to fix their brakes and stumble across one of my videos, those people aren't seeing my live streams. Now, I'm not saying that they aren't elite viewers in themselves, but I'm just talking raw numbers. The people that watch my live streams are a rare and valued core group of amazing people. So, have I buttered you up enough? So, here's the thing that the rest of my viewing audience won't be aware of because they don't watch. Katrina's gone. I no longer own Katrina. And I want to do a video where I kind of give her a send-off. But, you know, again, that goes back to the whole editing time thing. Also, Brutus is gone. I didn't really want to let go of either of those two vehicles. But with Katrina, her engine was blown. And I could have tried to fix it. You know, it would have been a massive project. But it might have been a fun challenge to try and do something that in-depth. I've never done an engine swap or anything that deep in the car before. And Katrina would have been a great car to do that in. But at the end of the day, even if I put all of that time and money and effort into getting Katrina back on the road, I still wouldn't be able to fit my friends and family in the back seat. And I'm afraid that my needs have changed over the years. I want to be able to drive around more than one person comfortably. And neither of my vehicles could do that. So I had to say goodbye to Katrina. It was sad. I'm not going to deny that I was close to tears saying goodbye to that car. She served me very, very well for a very long time, and it was hard to let go. And Brutus, I feel like Brutus kind of wanted to go after my mechanic told me that with the massive amounts of rust on the undercarriage and in the body, that I should just get a new truck. And I was going to do the work. And I had my list. I had a long list of stuff that needed to be done on that truck. But other stuff kept breaking. as I'm trying to work on it, the power steering pump went, and then the serpentine belt tensioner went, and I kept spending massive amounts of time fixing the truck. That at this point, because I'm in Pennsylvania, you have to have your vehicles inspected. Well, his inspection was up a month ago, and I was several weeks into fixing him, and I hadn't touched any of the things on that list. I couldn't do it. I was without a vehicle at that point. No Katrina, and now the truck's not legal. So that 2003 Dodge Dakota Charlie. That's Charlie. That's my new truck. New for me. And there's plenty that you're going to get to see me do to fix Charlie, because Charlie, like I said, 2003. So he's got his scars, and I'm going to be doing work on Charlie. But this is the other thing. And I'm gonna edit a video and do this intro right, but like I said, you guys are the cream of the crop, so you get to hear it first here live. I've got a 2014 Dodge Charger. I ordered it sight unseen off of an auction. The front end is gone. It was smashed. It was totaled, and I bought it and had it shipped here. And I am trying to rebuild that car. So the car's name is Diablo, and it's a big, lengthy project, and I'm going to be shooting a lot of videos about that. And I've still got unedited Katrina footage and Brutus footage. So if my channel seems confusing because every now and then you see a video pop up for vehicles I no longer own, that's why. But that's what we're looking forward to. Looking forward to new vehicles, and I'm going to continue doing some of these, some more of these Transformers videos, and showing off my toy collection because toys are awesome and I'm a big fan. So that is really where I'm at right now. So thank you for all of those who've tuned in and been watching and interested to see what's going on with my channel and with toys in general and other stuff that I'm doing. I will endeavor to keep you more in the loop. And other than that, be brave and let's continue to have some fun. I will talk to you later. You have a great day. Until next time.